Tonight, wrapping up our series of Thanksgiving treats, we're gonna do smoked turkey legs, but we're gonna do a little bit of a twist on them. We're gonna put some of them on the rotisserie, actually spike them right down the middle of rotisserie, and then we're gonna do the rest on the actual Searwood grate and see which one's better. See you in a bit.
Basement.
All right, so we've got our turkey legs here. I brined them for 12 hours using the Kosmos turkey brine, the same thing I used for the turkey breasts the other day. But this time I also added a 1/4 cup of Morton's canning and pickling salt, just to give them a little bit more flavor, more saltiness, like you would expect, say, at an amusement park. I dried them after the brine. I sprayed them with vegetable oil spray, and then I simply doused them with Slap Ya Mama, my new Old Faithful. I used it for the 3 whole turkeys we did 2 weeks ago. I used it for the smoked turkey breast we did the other day, and now I'm using it with these as well. And so with that, they're basically ready to go. The next thing we gotta do is spike 3 of them, and then we'll put the other 3 right on the grate. So this should be interesting. We're gonna try to spike these right down the middle. Now they're not super thick, but I do want them to be on there and turning completely 360 degrees. So I'm gonna try to pick a good spot, I think on this side of the leg, and just spike it as close to that bone as I possibly can, right down the leg. And this is where it's gonna get tricky. And I don't want to spike my fingers. There we go. All right, success for number 1. Now the second one. Good. I actually was a little worried whether or not this was gonna work, but it's actually looking pretty decent. There we go. And now just for a little extra securing of them, because I don't want the bar to be rotating and the legs to not be rotating, I'm gonna put these spikes on. Not really sure how much this is gonna help, since the spike isn't getting in the leg, but I'm gonna push to create tension among all 3. Next step is to get this thing mounted, put those on the grates, and get the Searwood going. See you out there. All right, so here we are. We're gonna go ahead and get this guy mounted. Stick it in, push it down. Let's give it a quick test. We want to make sure those legs are completely rotating. We're going to put the other legs kind of around it and get this Searwood going. We're going to go 275 degrees, and we're going to let it get the smoke. As it heats up, it produces a mountain of smoke in the beginning while it gets ready. We're going to let those legs get that. I'm not going with the smoke tube today, because we're more worried about how tender these things are, how much flavor there is with the brine and the seasoning. With that, we're ready to go. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes. They're looking pretty good. We got good color going on. We've got a ways to go, probably another hour and a half, at least an hour. You can see some of the juice coming out right here, some of that myoglobin. But man, they're looking good. It's making my mouth water. Can't wait to try these things. See you in a bit. These legs are ready to go. They're all about 165, 170 degrees, which is where we want them. They're looking beautiful. So first thing we gotta do is take these spikes off, and I'm just gonna pull this guy right off. Look at that. That came off very easy. I was a little concerned that it would be as difficult taking off as it was putting on, but it's actually much easier. So these are the 3 that were on the rotisserie. These are the 3 that were not. I'm just gonna grab this first one here. Very juicy. Lots of flavor on the outside, juice left on the board. So far, I think this is looking like it could be success. Let's give it a try. Lots of flavor, very tender, really good, delicious. And the smoke actually got through there as well. So you've got the saltiness from the brine, the heat from the Slap Ya Mama, Now the question is the rotisserie version any better or any different than the version that was just on the grate? Let's find out. Look at that juice dripping out of there. Interestingly, the skin on the rotisserie version is actually crispier, which is an unexpected surprise, but quite good. I would say if you have access to a rotisserie and you can spike it like that, that's the way to go. Man, that is really good. Juicy, smoky, spicy if you use Slap Your Mama, if you like spice. If not, use something else. I mean, look at all that juice coming out of there. Man, that is good. Have a great Thanksgiving, enjoy it, have fun. I wish you and your family the best. Whatever you're cooking, whatever you're doing, I'm sure it's gonna be great. We'll be doing a turkey in the oven. My wife demands to do that. I'll be doing a spatchcock turkey on the Weber Searwood, which I think is gonna be better, but we're gonna decide. We're gonna let the guests decide which one is better. See you next time. Thanks for hanging out.